we can't read that one either, fam. Shit.
We're out of here, guys. Ahí se juntó con christiannodal.
Oh.
And he did that collaboration, that sick-ass collaboration, and he had already told me about it. Me había dicho, hey, I think we can do something like this. And I was like, hell yeah, that shit's gonna work for you, homie. Yeah. In the year 2001, Shook was gonna do a remix to Live and Die in LA. I took 100 shows for free just for the exposure anywhere, because I'm trying to show my talent. Me gustó todo el desmadre, so I was like, I wanna make a little bit of that, but in our estilo.
Sobra talento in the hood, dog. What gets you? What motivates you?
Being around my children. That's what really motivates me. You know, I deal with my pain in that way. I just try to be creative. I try to stay as creative as I can.
When you hit a city, you're like,
comida bien mala, way. Just straight chips, cup noodles, like the worst you could think about. I shouldn't even be eating that. Look, bro, there was times when I even had my kids sleeping at the studio.
You know what I mean? It sucks. Duele. But it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go hard right now, so everybody's good 5-10 years down the line.
Exactly. And then in the beginning, a lot of people don't understand, se enoja la familia, because they're like, what?
What's one thing that you look for in like women? Like, give me one experience that you're like, damn, I can't believe I'm that kind of made you feel like I made it type of moment. This episode of Spanglish is brought to you by Queso Campesino. Queso Campesino is a family-owned company that specializes in authentic Mexican-style cheese, using the highest quality ingredients to create the perfect farm-to-table flavor for over 25 years. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Bienvenidos a Spanglish. Hoy tenemos un episodio muy, muy especial porque estamos con nada más y nada menos que uno de los artistas más grandes del momento y pues una influencia muy, 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 muy grande en lo que es el género del rap y la música en español en general. King, Little G, compadre.
What's up, what's up?
Good seeing you. ¿Cómo andas?
Good.
Bienvenidos a Spanglish, carnal. How are you?
Hell yeah. Aquí andamos.
Muy calladito, ¿o qué?
Aquí andamos.
¿Te acaban de regañar o qué?
Nah, es que me acabo de fumar un churro ahorita y ando calmado.
My bro, it's so good having you. We wanted to start off a little bit, knowing a little bit about you. Por mucha de nuestra gente grows up listening to rap, a bunch of other stuff. What was your musical influence, just to get a little bit of your background growing up? What did you used to listen to at home?
You know, I listened to a lot of The Doors.
The Doors?
Yeah, a lot of The Doors, yeah. Actually, that was some of the first music that I ever heard. And then my mother, she would listen to a lot of salsa music too.
So como mucha gente latina, no nomás mexicanos.
Pero casi corridos no. But salsa, cumbias, and
los Bookies.
The Doors. Nah,
los Bookies.
No.
So your mom era más de salsa.
Yeah, más salsa.
Cumbias.
Yeah.
A little bit of that, okay. Because I remember for a lot of us growing up, carnal, era eso, ¿no? Los fines de semana, moms be cleaning, haciendo comer. So we would wake, that was like on our alarm clock.
Yeah, that's how you wake
Low
up.
key, like Saturdays you would wake up, you're like, oh damn, full concert going on in the house. So same thing for you. Igualito, cool. What really got you into music, carnal? What was like the thing or the artist growing up that you're like, damn, I want to be like him or her?
When I saw Snoop Dogg's video, I was like, damn, I want to be a part of all the desmadre that they got going on right there with the Lolos and all that.
The party, the lifestyle.
Yeah,
so
I was like, I want to be a part of that. So, siempre me interesó un chico. Nada más viendo los lowriders ahí con toda la raza.
You wanted to make it though.
Yeah.
You wanted to make it.
Hell yeah.
What really pushed you though? Like what made you say, okay, I'm gonna really start taking steps towards being an artist? Like what, okay, you just started freestyling?
Now, you know what?
Writing?
I just loved the music at a young age. I just loved it a lot and I wanted to pursue it. I already knew when I was a little kid, I said, first I gotta learn how to write the songs because I didn't even know how to get that started. But once I did, I got into it heavy and I never let it go. It was a good way for me to express how I felt about a lot of things. So
I was gonna ask you, like, what was some of your musical influence? Because for one thing I do appreciate about you as an artist es eso, carnal, que you take it seriously. Not to say that artists don't nowadays, but you do get a lot of club records, you know what I mean? But lyrically, you're one of the few artists que le echa ganas, you know what I mean? And pays attention to the songwriting, to hooks, to flow, to a lot of things that I think that people that are hip hop heads actually listen to, you know what I mean? Like your Nas's, your Jay-Z's, lyrical artists. What would you motivate yourself from? What inspired you like growing up? Was it the struggle? Was it the homies? Was it seeing like people that made it? You're like, oh, I want to be like Snoop. I want to be like so-and-so. What really like, what made you move that pen?
Just seeing people from the same areas that we were coming from, de ahí del barrio, you know, when you see people from the hood, you know, even though they were African Americans doing the music, but you still have those homies in the hood too.
Yep.
So you kind of identify, be like, oh shit, look, they're doing this shit.
Yeah.
They're getting it cracking, and I just love, como te dije, me gustó todo el desmadre, so I was like, I wanna make a little bit of that, but in our estilo.
In our estilo.
You feel me? In our estilo, and I feel like I gave it the best that I had to.
Yeah.
I give them a lot of really relatable stories that relate to a lot of young kids and shit. You're going to school and all that. That's why I wanted to rap a lot about that, so the little youngsters could be like, oh, they've been through it too.
And we had that's important for us because we had, not that we're not represented in hip hop, but in a lot of things, like we're underrepresented, right? Like we're not shown off in TV, in movies, in a lot of big platforms the way we should, because we're a big part of it. We consume it, and we're super talented. And I think that's the thing. People from our neighborhoods, sobra talento in the hood, dog. Sobra. All these people need is an opportunity, because we have not only do we have amazing athletes and rappers, but we have super talented painters, movie directors. Mucho morro, a lot of this talent in the hood, but unfortunately we don't get the same opportunities that,
Es que está duro, güey.
Yeah.
Está duro triunfar en esta madre, está duro, but I feel like everybody that works hard eventually gets it.
Yeah.
So nada más le tienen que echar ganas and
keep at it.
And we're going to represent.
Seguir rascándole.
Yeah.
Knock the door in if they don't let us in.
Yeah.
And it's cool because, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, and your cousin's here, and he'll tell you, he remembers. I remember when you were first starting out, carnal. You're a little bit older than me, but not by much. But one of the first times you came out here, I remember when you would come out and do all these small events. I think I remember your first show you came out here. And I told you, I don't know if you remember, I was like, nah, fool, like, no la armaste, like, you got to step it up.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because, like, the thing that makes me proud about seeing you now from the small bars off of, like, Colfax, you know what I mean? We would be the only ones in there. It was like 20 deep, and that was a crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And each year you would come back and then hit other cities, and it was like the venues keep getting bigger and bigger to now, like, selling out arenas, carnal. So it just speaks to your hustle and para todos los morrillos que nos estén viendo, that's like, you know what I mean? I think the hard work, it comes first more than the talent. You know what I mean? Anyone that works hard is gonna outshine someone that has talent. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you're not putting in that work, like, no pasa nada, you know what I mean? You're not gonna move forward.
Yeah, you gotta really wanna chase it. And even if you fail a couple times, you feel me? Even if you fail a couple times and it doesn't take off in the beginning, it'll eventually end up, it'll end up working out for you. Like me, I feel like I got like a lot of starts. I feel in the early 2000s, I tried to do it. It didn't really work. And then I want to say like 2010, I did it again.
Same thing.
And I was trying to let it go by that time. Low key, I wasn't trying to fuck with it. But then by the time 2013 hit, it's kind of like when I got a new start right there again.
Okay. But that's life, though.
And I was like, fuck that. Let me go.
It's like the journey's never just straight uphill.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people like fail to realize. You as example, a lot of people that are really successful, the journey's never just like up. Like it's up, down,
you gotta
straight,
fail
sideways.
a bunch of times. You gotta fail a bunch of times. Yeah.
And the biggest thing is knowing how to bounce back. You know what I mean? That's the true testament of like successful people. You included, that's like, I seen it, and there's times where you seem like unmotivated. Yeah. And that's life though, because life happens, you know what I mean? Like,
it's strong.
La vida,
you gotta be tough.
Everything.
You gotta be
know
tough.
What I mean?
You gotta have thick skin.
Exactly. What helps you, for you, what is that thing that kind of is like, all right, I'm in a slump, depressed, lo que sea, like, what's the thing that's like, man, I gotta get back to it? What gets you, what motivates you?
Being around my children. That's what really motivates me. Because it reminds me that I have a big responsibility and I got to take care of them. So being around them, me aliviana de volada. Like right away, I'm like, you know what? We ain't got no time to be worried about nothing.
We can't be crying about nothing.
We got to be hustling. So they motivate me, and I would say that's about it, dog. Because I don't really be around too much bullshit.
Yeah.
I just try to stay in my own world. You know what I'm saying, with my kids, but. They for sure motivating me. Because if not, I would be out there in the streets, fool, turning up.
But it's fair, though, because the one thing I think in our culture, carnal, que no se habla, is eso that us as men, too, we have those times where we're sad. And for us, especially in our culture, like, it's kind of taboo to be like, yo, fool, I'm sad. Or I'm not bien agüitado, carnal.
Yeah, you can't be talking about...
You can't be talking about it, but it's a real thing. And I think that unfortunately, like, a lot of us a lot of the men, we don't have a place to vent to and be like, you know what I mean? I feel, and it's just real. Like, you know, have you been in those positions before? Like, wait,
I do. But you know what? I do have people that I could talk to.
Yeah.
I really do. I have some really strong support. I have people that check up on me all the time, and you know, people that I feel comfortable, because you got to feel comfortable with people in order for you to tell them certain shit.
Facts.
And I have some really, you know, I have really good support, and they guide me. They try to tell me like, look, G, I've been through this shit before.
Right.
You know, this is how you got to move or whatever, you know. A lot of this shit is petty. You got to let go of a lot of bullshit sometimes too. Yeah. We have a lot of pride. Our pride kills us. So
exactly.
You know, I've been learning to just put that shit aside.
Pride in that ego, brother. We gotta kill it. Y como te digo, en nuestra cultura, it's just machismo is such a thing. It's like, oh, we don't cry. It's true. Like I cry. For like I've cried plenty of times, and it's like you gotta find an outlet to like let it out, because you know, unfortunately, we do lose a lot of our brown men and black men to that way, to like suicide, to crazy things, because the pressure gets to them. You know what I mean? And they don't have like a support system maybe. So sometimes not everyone has like a team or people that surrounds them and be like, hey, fool, like, you know what I mean? Like, desahógate, carnal, desahógate.
Yeah, you gotta be strong for this shit, dog. You know, when you're coming from the streets, you take a lot of losses, especially when the homies pass away. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta attend their funerals and all types of shit. It kind of makes you a little bit strong, fool. So, you know, I deal with my pain in that way. I just try to be creative. I try to stay as creative as I can. And I also have a lot of businesses, fool, outside of music. So, you know, I don't really ever have a time to be worried about my feelings like that. I let a lot of shit go.
You stayed occupied with work.
Yeah.
You're a workaholic? You consider yourself
Hell
workaholic?
yeah, fool.
Yeah?
Yeah. They don't allow me to be out here with the bull.
Do you ever sleep?
Hell yeah, fool.
Yeah? You're taking some naps?
Hell yeah.
Ahorita que you're touring, I meant to ask you just to move it around. What are some of your tour essentials? Like what when you hit the tour, when you're on the road, what are the things that like King Little G needs to have this on him?
Well, a whole lot of blunts.
Of course.
Different types of weed, because believe it or not, when you're smoking the same kind,
yeah,
that shit is kind of boring, low key.
Facts.
So I like to have different ones. And then my headphones, I gotta have the headphones, because I write a lot of the songs usually when I'm on the road.
Yeah.
Because I could just think about myself, people ain't fucking interrupting me and shit.
Yeah.
So I write a lot when I'm on the road, and then I'll even bring studio equipment. So studio equipment is important too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll record it in the hotels. I recorded a lot of my big hits inside of hotels, low-key.
Really?
Yeah.
Which one? Anything specific that off the top of the head? Just in the living room.
Well, it was a lot of them, but let me think of some of the ones. No Face, No Case.
Banger.
Yeah, No Face, No Case. LA Vibe.
LA Vibe's a banger. Is that why? Did you just because I'm sure inspiration comes anytime, any place, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I'll have a really good time for when I'm performing in certain places.
Yeah.
And it'll give me ideas right there, and I'll be pumped to write about that right there at that moment.
Spot.
At that moment, like it gotta go down.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So those are some of the essentials. What about food? When you're out and about, what do you eat on the road, or what's the one thing like when you hit a city? You're like
comida bien mala, güey. Just straight chips, fucking cup noodles, like the worstest shit you could think about. I shouldn't even be eating that, but you're on the go. Life. But you're on the go. You can't stop nowhere. You know
it's a lot of gas station food.
Yeah. Y luego tengo mucha gente conmigo, so it's kind of hard to fucking take everybody and wait for like 10 plates somewhere.
Exactly. So it's like, yo, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Tacos de asado o de pastor.
Damn. Depende. Es que a veces
it's not gonna be like, oh, let me get half and half. No, like if you had to choose one, asada o pastor.
Es que a veces depende, pero if I had to choose for sure, I would say asada always. You can't go wrong with asada.
Salsa verde o roja?
Verde.
Okay. Horchata o Jamaica?
For me, Jamaica.
Jamaica. Okay. Cóctel de camarón o ceviche?
Cóctel de camarón for sure.
Damn, all right. Indica or sativa?
Sativa.
Damn, love sativa. All right, favorite, a lot of your musical influence, obviously West Coast. I know you listen to a lot of East Coast. What's your favorite Tupac song?
Shorty Wanna Be a Thug.
Shorty Wanna Be a Thug. Favorite Snoop song?
Lottie Dottie.
Lottie Dottie. Favorite Vicente song? Oh.
Sigo siendo el rey.
Perro. Favorite corrido right now? What are you listening to right now as far as corridos? Like, what's that corrido? It's like, if okay, after party, 3 de la mañana, you know what I mean? Desvelados, tiene la banda, what's the one corrido you're asking for?
I'm gonna say I'm going to say De Periódico Un Gallito. I love that song. For sure.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, and you know what? Even though that's not a new song, but like you said, if I'm going to play something and it's that time, that's the first one I'm going to play.
One?
That's the first one I'm going to play.
The homies de Legado. They're nice, bro.
Yeah.
Talking about West Coast, canal, what's obviously like Doggy Style.
Oh, in Chalino, my bad. In Chalino for sure. Right after that.
Any Chalino. Talking about West Coast music, canal, obviously like Doggy Style, The Chronic, a lot of the West Side Connection stuff. What do you feel like is a modern West Coast classic? Like newer, como like 2000s pa acá. If you had to be like, this is
Nipsey Hussle and YG.
Okay.
I would say.
Any album specifically?
Which is anything they
Victor?
collabed on.
Yeah.
Anything they collabed on together. Last time that I checked. I feel like that's something that's new. That's, you know.
Classic.
Yep. That's
How do you feel? I know you were lucky enough to make some music with the homie Nipsey way.
Yeah.
R.I.P. What did you think of it of what ended up being his final project was a Victory Lap?
I loved it. That shit was a classic.
Classic.
Yeah, it was a classic. All the songs were good on there. I loved all the singers they put on there. Just the whole shit was put together real.
What'd you feel about the production on it?
Good, fool.
It was like a movie, huh?
Yeah, everything was good on there.
You know, I watched back some of the interviews with him and the body of work.
Yeah.
Like in general, like he set it up to where it was like a whole production. When you look for beats, kind of speaking on that, what do you look for musically when it comes to like beats?
My preference is I like dark beats.
Dark.
So I like them to be dark, and I like it to sound like what I reference it to is like a spaceship. Like if you're on a spaceship and it sounds kind of spooky, but it sounds like you're flying kind of.
Right.
So I like that with a lot of bass. That's the first thing that I'm gonna look for.
Okay.
That's my favorite thing to rap to.
So any producers.
And then outside of that, because I got different styles, dog. So I like to rap to like dark trap shit. Y también me gusta like the hip hop samples and you know like what I did on Grow Up and Hopeless Boy and that type of shit. That's the boom bap.
Yeah.
I like to do that too. Y también me gusta like the West Coast funk, which that's what I'm making right now.
You gotta have some battle cat type beat.
Full.
Yeah,
West Coast funk is what I'm working on right now.
I think that for any Californian kind of that's just like that's our sound always. That's just certain songs.
Exactly.
Like,
that's why and I hadn't got on those, so I was like, you know what? Now is the time to do it, and people like that flavor. That's our flavor.
That's our flavor. That's the thing that kind of sets us apart. Like East Coast, South, whatever. But when you hear like that funk, that just like a George Clinton sample or something. You know what I mean? Like algo así with
or like the shit Daz produced.
Daz
is crazy.
Daz is crazy. Speak on that, gonna like because you've worked with some cool producers.
Yeah.
Who's like what artist or what producer you're like, well, like their beats are just always on point.
Los de Scott Storch. Ese güey sí está chingón. He fucking does beats like in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like he's the fastest one, and low-key his credibility speaks for itself. Think about it.
And I think
it's non-debatable.
Nah, that's legit. His contribution to the Chronic.
Come on.
And a lot of people don't know, like, but he's produced for like
for a lot of new people too. For a lot of new people.
He hasn't left the game.
Chris Brown, Rihanna, like everybody knows.
Everyone. That's good. Let's go a little bit onto your fans canal, because one thing I appreciate about you as an artist, no matter how big you get, I think you always have this really solid connection with your fan base. What's that like? What do you feel like allows you to connect to fans specifically?
Es que hay que ser humilde, güey.
Sí.
I think it's really important just to be, yourself. And I think the fans could pick up on it really quick.
If you're genuine or not.
Yeah, and then they fuck with you. It's that simple. And when I see the fans, I like to embrace them, especially when they're smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? We light one up together. We talk about the bullshit. We laugh,
Yeah.
I like that type of vibe, homie. So.
I've seen it firsthand, and I think one of the most beautiful things that I see with like artist interactions.
Yeah.
And speak on that, and what does it feel like when someone comes up to you and be like, yo, like I mess with your music, or your music changed my life, or it saved my life? Like, ¿qué se siente, güey, cuando alguien te dice eso?
It feels good, fool. It feels like, se siente como que ya son camaradas de hace tiempo.
Yeah.
You'll be like, all right, hell yeah, fool. You know, they give you a hug and it's all love.
Yeah.
La gente siempre me da regalos, güey.
Sí.
Weed or whatever. And me too.
Calzones, bras, everything.
And I'm giving them too.
Yeah.
I'm giving them, you know, jackets, hats and shit. So we exchange shit all the time.
That's
I like
cool,
that vibe.
That's cool. And I seen it firsthand. Like, me saca, and I'm like, damn, that's cool because, you know what I mean? It must feel special. I think de los momentos más bonitos que he visto from behind the stage that I wish that, you know what I mean, the talent you guys have allows you to do that is the fan interaction. And another thing is like when you're up on stage and like when people are singing back your words, carnal, what does that feel like? Like that must be a trip being like, damn, I was writing this and now there's 5, 10, 1,000 people, 5,000 people singing it back word for word. Se te enchina la piel, ¿o qué sientes?
Yeah. You know, I always remember when I wrote this.
Yeah.
When I see them singing back, because I'm looking in the crowd too.
Yeah.
So when they're singing it back, I'm like, damn, I was in the car writing this shit. They don't even know.
That's a trip.
They don't even know. But it's cool, you know, it makes me feel real good, dog. Especially when I see homies in the crowd and, you know, they look like gang members. I'm like, fuck, you know, back in the days, probably these are people that I would have never got along with.
Right.
And, you know, through music, we're able to communicate and we're able to, you know,
peace.
Yeah, fool, and that's really cool, dog. And also with other races too, because music, fool, it speaks to everybody. So I've seen a crowd of all types of people. Fool. You feel me? I've done shows all over the place, so I see it all.
I remember one time I sent you a message, and I was like in the mountains, like way in the mountains, way in the mountains, like 4 hours from the city, like no service, and I ran into Morrillo, and you know, un americano, you know, white kid. And he was bumping your music, and I was tripping out. Like I was, you don't want to call nowhere, but I was in the middle of nowhere, USA, and I was like, what the?
Yeah.
And Mexico te mandado también, I think like in south, like.
I've been wanting to go to Mexico too,
bro.
But you know what? I'm gonna be able to do it soon.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out there.
Just to piggyback off of that way, speaking of Mexico, speaking of some of the work you've done out there, because you gotta, I don't think you understand. I'm sure you do, but I don't think you understand the amount of pull you have out there. Even more so with geramx, canal.
Oh yeah.
Speak to me a little bit about that. How did you stumble upon him, and then how did you you know, see the talent in him? Porque you caught him early on, and what about him stood out?
You know, there's a certain charisma that people have.
Yeah.
That makes you want to look at them speak. And when I see that about somebody, if they have talent, I connect those two.
Right.
And that allows me to understand that they're going to be able to navigate being famous.
Okay. They can handle it.
Well, not handle it, but they're going to want to be looked at by people. Like they're going to be interesting.
Right.
And they also know how to handle it.
Right.
Because you got to know how to handle it. So you know, once I see those two components in people, dog, ya sé, güey. Que si le echan ganas, they're going to be able to do it. And the homie, he was already killing it.
Yeah.
And ya allá en Mexico ya lo conocían.
Oh, yeah.
He was killing it, right? But I told him, come to the USA. Mm-hmm. So ya, güey, me lo traje to the USA.
Yeah.
And he came for the first time, and I told him, hey, bro, look, I want to take you to the Versace store. Te quiero llevar acá. So we could take the fashion back to Mexico, because in Mexico, they're looking at the raza rappers as only like cholo rappers.
Right.
And yeah, we have those over here too, right?
Yeah.
I'm one of them, goddammit.
Yeah.
So look, I told them, over there, we have nothing but homies that are looking like that with jerseys and baggy pants.
Yeah.
I said, but you could be the guy, the fly guy that could go back with the Versace glasses.
Yeah.
You could go back, you know what I'm saying? They could start seeing that
Switch
print,
it up.
and they could see you as a sharper artist, like someone who can be, you know,
De nivel.
Yeah, exactly. I said, so let's work on that. We need to work on that. And I said, you need to work on features. I said, I didn't work on features, but I said, I'm down to sponsor whatever move you want to make out there in Mexico. Y la publicidad también está un poquito más fácil allá en Mexico than here.
Right.
Straight up. So, you know, those are our people. Right, so it's easy to talk to people.
Yeah.
Right? So we were able to do a bunch of amazing stuff. Ahí se juntó con Christiannodal.
Oh.
And he did that collaboration, that sick ass collaboration, and he had already told me about it. Me había dicho, hey, I think we can do something like this. And I was like, hell yeah, that's just gonna work for you, homie.
Yeah.
So he did that fucking video. Y ya, güey, casi, I don't know how many views does it have now?
Bro,
I think it's getting closer to 1 billion views.
to a billion way.
I swear to God.
And it's not, and it just speaks to that kind of. I think that, like you said, the homie was already super talented.
Yeah.
Talento le sobra, like this boy got bars,
Hell
crazy,
yeah.
right?
Hell yeah.
Pero I think that kind of what set him aside was that he wasn't afraid to step into another type of music and be like, cool, let's do what you see a lot now. Now you see it more often, but he was one of the first ones to be like, all right, let's cross over, let's work on other genres, and let's get it going. And not to say that because you had a lot to do with success, but that moment in time, that music, it just opened the doors for him to a whole nother level. Exactly. He went from like, he was already somebody, but he boom.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was like his boom.
Exactly. And I still feel like right now, if you look at him, his image is more modern than any other artist that's coming out of Mexico.
Oh yeah.
So,
and he was ahead of the curve. Like now you see him more like reggaetoneros. Everyone's like, all right, we want to be Louis out, drip down. But he was one of the first ones to be like, you know what I mean? It reminds me a lot of the Tupacs. They'd be like, all right, cool, we're from the streets.
Yeah.
But Versace out, lo que sea.
Yeah, because look, it's important. Like I feel like, yeah, it's cool. We from the streets and people know the style that we like, right? The hood type of wear that we like, right?
Freewear, yeah.
But there comes a moment in time where you do have to go to a celebration. You do have to be somewhere and you
presentable.
Like how you coming.
Yeah.
How you coming, you feel me? So I think that's very important and shit. So the homie got it.
Como es el dicho, como te ves te tratan.
Exactly.
Which is unfortunate, but it's true to a certain extent. Like there's gonna be times where you're gonna be like, okay, cool. And it's not so much, I think it speaks, personally, I think it's like, como dices tú, that charisma, that talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It don't matter if you're wearing a $5 shirt or a $500 shirt. But como mi mamá, güey, nos decía, like, it doesn't matter, like, you iron it y te presentas al 100. Even, you know what I mean? If you got a little $5 shirt, iron that down and look good and present yourself in a way where you're undeniable to people.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? People won't know you got a $5. They could be like, that's a $500 shirt. And it's a Walmart shirt, you know what I mean? Has there ever been a beat, carnal? I remember I was watching one of your interviews where you were going to be on that Nipsey and YG song, the
Fuck Donald Trump.
Was there ever another song que te acuerdes that you're like either passed up on or a beat that you passed on and you're like, damn, I should have jumped on that? Has there been a few, or has there ever been like a song that you're like...
Yeah. In the year 2001, Shook was gonna do a remix of To Live and Die in LA. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he was gonna do something like that. And low key,
what happened?
I didn't make it to the studio, fool. So I don't know whatever ended up happening to that project, but I feel like it would have been a good experience for me to you know, be a part of something like that, especially be in the studio with him. I was in the studio with him one time, fool, when I was about 15 years old.
Oh, no way.
And I remember he told me like, hey, you need to start putting substance in your rap. And then I was like, substance?
You didn't even know what substance meant, huh? You're like, what?
He was like, cause I hear you rhyming, but nothing that you said made me feel like
moved him.
Yeah. He said, so you need to work on that. So he gave me that advice right there. It changed me too.
And I feel like I saw that in you too. You're one of the few artists that does like make relatable music. You know, I'm not to saying that other people don't, but you speak on our struggle as brown kids from neighborhoods, you know what I mean? Or for certain hoods. I don't like to call them hoods because they're neighborhoods. Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful places, but you speak on what it's like, you know, growing up usually lower income, dealing with racism, dealing with a lot of the things that we had to grow up with, whether it's gang activity, drug, violence, whatever it was. Like, and I think that's what allowed you to speak off of that, the substance. It really made your music kind of, you know, connect with a lot more people.
Yeah, for sure it did.
So speaking on that, I think that one thing that que también I want to big up you on is when I see you creating opportunities out here for a lot of Black and brown people, and I think that's one thing that we need to work on as a people is like creating opportunities for our people, because sometimes we don't get those. You know what I mean? Like you said, either based on how we look or criminal records or whatever. what made you, what pulled you to that? Or was there something specific, or is there someone you saw that is like, all right, cool, I want to keep my money brown too. I want to keep our money in our neighborhoods.
You know what? It was just, I've been in that position before when I'm barely starting up, and then nobody wants to show you love. Right. So we all understand that feeling of being not accepted fast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I see people starting off, I'm like, oh shit, that reminds me of me.
That was me.
Okay, does this person have good work? Is this person a hard worker? All right, come on. So then I'll start, giving people jobs and shit, connecting them with other people too, doing a lot of business in the marijuana scene too. You feel me? With people of all races, straight up.
Yeah.
I think right now, people just need hard workers.
Yeah.
And, you need good people too. Because we need a lot more people who don't want to burn no bridges. And that's always been the problem, bro.
Yeah.
That when you help people, they always burn the fucking bridge. So it kind of burns you out and you're like, oh man, I don't want to help nobody. I don't want to help nobody no more because these fools, this is what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pero.
So kind of to piggyback off of that, what advice would you give to like el morrito, la morrita when they're starting off, when they want to get their foot in the door, whether it be TV, music, whatever, like, you're like, they're starting off, and I'm sure that they're going to deal with that, right? They're going to get some doors closed on them. They're going to be like, oh, you don't look a certain way, you don't talk a certain way. Like,
yeah. That's going to happen a lot. But look, my advice would be que le echen ganas and always show up, fool, to every opportunity they get. Every opportunity, because any one of those times could change you right there. And a lot of the times people underestimate shit. Like, they always want to know who else is going to be there.
Yeah.
They want to know who's going to be a part of
the big person is.
But it's not even about that, homie. You got to go, shake people's hands, and, they open doors for you.
Network.
Yeah, the doors don't open how people think they open. You got to go out there.
You got to know. And I've seen that firsthand, and I think that networking is a big thing. And it's usually really the people that make stuff happen. It is the people behind the scene.
Yeah.
It is that little person just like in the corner. You're like, oh, that fool ain't nobody.
Yeah.
That's actually who's cutting the checks.
Exactly.
That's the person. So
exactly. That's the people to meet. That's the ones.
That's who you want to get in with. You know what I mean? So like you said, showing up to these things to network, getting your name out there. And it's not about meeting the celebrity or who you think is in front. Like a lot of these people on this back end.
Because you know what also starts, what stops the new artist is that they always want to get paid a lot of money when they're barely starting off. Like, they don't want to do a show, they're not going to get paid. Yeah. And I'm like, no.
You're like, bro, you got to earn it.
I took 100 shows for free just for the exposure anywhere because I'm trying to show my talent, trying to have people start fucking with my music, start loving me, because if they don't hear you, they don't know you.
Yeah.
So you can't, that's what stops a lot of people, but that would be my advice.
And I to speak on that too, Carnal, the amount of, I don't think people understand the amount of work, hard work that it takes to make it entre comillas, no? Like to get to that level. Speak a little bit about that way. How much sleepless nights, how many early mornings, what's a day off? There is no days off.
Look, bro, there was times when I even had my kids sleeping at the studio.
Yeah. Because
I couldn't leave. I had to mix the shit right. I had to make sure that, people were going to be able to enjoy the music the way that they were able to enjoy it. And that takes a lot of time in the studio, bro. So, I would feel bad because I'll be like, fuck, I need to take them to go get some pancakes.
No han comido.
And then I'm like, fuck, no han comido. And we've been right here putting in work. But it takes shit like that, bro. And then you got to miss. Bro, do you know how many birthdays of my kids I missed throughout the years? Everybody's birthday I missed because I was working so hard.
Speak on that. Huh?
Dedication, my boy, is like there's no breaks.
Yeah.
Because like I said, if you miss,
that's the opportunity.
Somebody else is going to take that. Someone else needs to take the opportunity. Someone, but it's not going to go to nobody. When I was younger, I was dumb. I used to be like, oh, well, if I'm not there, then nobody, that's wrong. Someone else will take it.
There's always someone, it's not a race because I feel like hay pa todos, but for sure, like that mentality of like, oh, it's cool. There's always someone working. In whatever your field is, you know what I mean? Like there's always going to be someone working harder than you, with more talent than you, better looking than you, whatever the case may be. So what's going to set you apart? You know what I mean? So you got to show up. It's a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of missing out on birthday parties, events, family parties. You know what I mean? And I think that, you know what I mean? It sucks, duele, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go hard right now. So everybody's good 5-10 years down the line.
Exactly. And then in the beginning, a lot of people don't understand. Se enoja la familia. Because they're like, what?
You missed my party?
What?
You missed my daughter's quinceañera? Like,
yeah, you
bro, bro, a mí me pasó. And y sí te entra como la cruda moral, carnal.
Exactly.
But it's like, yo, part of like what I think makes us great as people is like, I think the mentality we share is like, this for all of us. I want to put everybody on. Like, it has to be like, it is about creating opportunities for the next generation. And not even for the next generation. Like, yo, hopefully one day, you know, my cousins, my uncles, they could all work on this with me. So everybody's getting paid off of it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It is about creating ownership and businesses to employ our own people. So they don't have to be underpaid. And el trabajo, so our tias don't have to go work those minimum wage jobs. So our parents don't get those low budget jobs. Like, nah, we're going to take care of you guys fat because we're creating something bigger. You know
amongst
what I mean?
each other.
Exactly. After all that hard work, carnal, you know, like I said, you've reached the platform, you've reached the level. What was one time, whether it was a party or a room full of people, that surreal moment you're like, damn, I can't believe I'm here. Like, give me one experience that you're like, damn, I can't believe I'm there. That kind of made you feel like I made it type of moment. I'm sure you had a couple, but
I made it type of moment when I had a skybox at the Staples Center, when it was a Staples Center, and I was like, I looked around, dog, and I was like, damn, I have all my family and all my friends right here in this room that I got for us in this place that we would have never came to.
You're like, we used to sit at the very, very top.
No, I wouldn't even get to
You didn't have money to sit
I didn't even get, I wasn't even in the building. So at that moment is when I knew. That's when I knew.
That's how you knew. I love that, brother. Felicidades, carnal. That's dope. De lo último, carnal, now that you got a lot of new work coming, I see you working with drummer again, which is dope. You guys I think everybody that loves that West Coast music knows the kind of connection you guys have.
Oh yeah.
But speak a little bit on that about you linking back up with the homie and putting in that work.
Well, this was already long overdue, right? Because I was already thinking about reaching out to him. And it's because, you know, when you're coming up in the game, fool, a lot of strange ass things can happen. Right. And a lot of misunderstandings can happen just with people wanting to make their own decisions because they want to become solo artists.
Right.
Well, this happens with everybody. You see it.
I see
it happens with rock artists, with whoever.
Yeah.
People want to go their own way. So that happened to us, and I feel like we didn't know how to understand that part.
You know how to navigate it.
We didn't know how, fool. So we kind of looked at it like, all right, well, if we're not going to be riding together, then we're not going to be homies at all.
Right.
And
y'all took it personal.
And we wasted a lot of years, fool, fucking around like that. But, you know, that's my bro, dog. I missed that fool a lot throughout those years. Because I got to do a lot of good ass shit, and I wanted him to be included. But since we were parted ways, we didn't get to enjoy it. But,
in the past.
You know, let's fast forward to now. And now me and that fool are turning up.
I see it, bro.
We turning up. We balling out. We fucking getting money together.
Yeah.
We about to do crazy shit. We about to get on a yacht as soon as I go back to LA.
Ooh.
Straight up. Va a haber fiesta.
Va a haber fiesta. Va a haber fiesta. Fiesta en la playa, dijo
que salgan porque va a haber fiesta.
Bro, no, and it's cool because I think that, like, not in general, but I feel like West Coast hip hop, when it comes to in general, like when it comes to commercially, a lot of people are like, oh, West Coast hip hop fell off, and I don't believe that, but I do appreciate when I see artists like you, like Drummer, a lot of other homies, a lot of homegirls that are putting on for the West Coast, and it's important. It's important because you guys are carrying the sound, and I don't think you understand that. Like, you guys are the new West Coast rap, not Chicano rap, not. Yeah. You guys are the new West Coast sound. But you know what, fool?
I will say something. There's a lot of new talent coming that I'm really proud of.
Yep.
That's coming out of LA.
Yep.
With Raza and with the African Americans. They got some good, solid talent. Hey, fool, I'm excited.
Yeah.
You know, I know that a lot of people past the Midwest, they don't really get to hear what's going on over there in the streets, like with the music over there. But once it does come over here, les va a gustar, güey.
So it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, pero te lo prometo, güey, que le va a gustar a toda la raza. They're going to be like, what the fuck?
Is there artists that you're bringing on? You don't have to say no names, but you got little homies that...
Yeah. I got... So me and Drummer right now, we're working on bringing out 4 little homies.
Okay.
And we're really excited, but right now we're making the music, the beats, the ideas, and, you know, we're going to be connecting the dots with them.
All that good stuff. Because you've been in the game for a little bit longer now. Ya para terminar de los últimos, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind as far as like musically and just your place in this world? Kind of what do you feel like you want to leave behind when it's all said and done? Like musically, like how do you want to be looked at as an artist and as a person?
I want to motivate everybody that needs to own their own music. I want them to look at me as one of the first ones that was able to do it. Mm-hmm. And hopefully they learn from it, because even if they have a lot of talent, if they don't own it, I try to keep telling them, you're not gonna feel like you accomplished anything at the end of the road. Mm. Like we've seen it with these other artists that become real famous, but they're really broke. Mm-hmm. We've seen that road that they take. We've seen how that ends up. So that's why I'm trying to wake them up right now, especially the young ones. And I'm like, nah. You don't need to sign no contract. You don't need to be a part of no label. Just drop the shit like this. Do it, register the music. Make sure you have the ASCAP, the sound exchange, all this shit in line, and you're going to be okay. And you don't need to be super, super, super famous to make money. But if you're a consistent underground rapper coming up, you can make 3 bands, 4 bands a month on Spotify.
Yeah.
And that's not too bad. And then you could do this for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, and do the numbers. You'll be okay. You'll make some good money.
Damn. I love that. It speaks to keeping, money in our neighborhoods, money in our pockets.
Yeah, so that's how I want to be remembered, as a person who put them on.
Put people on game. Okay, well, appreciate that. Antes de que nos vayamos, carnal, I'm gonna hold you to it, because
what's up?
One of the things about you, bro, that like you got a very unique voice. And when I was asking people like, oh, I'm gonna interview King Lil G, the girls were like, oh my God, King Lil G. Te caen las morras, güey. Te caen muchas morras. I don't know, güey. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the voice, the swagger, whatever, carnal. Well, what's one thing that you look for in like women, carnal? What's one thing that you're like, me gustan así?
I like quiet women.
Quiet ones.
Yeah. Me gustan las que se ponen acá bien serias.
¿Serias?
Yeah.
¿Que te regañan o qué es lo más seria?
Nah.
Lo más serio.
Not all like that, pero me gusta, like, if you go somewhere, I like her to be calm. You know what I'm saying? Not too crazy, not talking to everybody that's at the event, at the club, trying to take pictures, trying to do the most. I don't like girls that want clout. Yeah. Like, I don't like girls at all that want clout. And usually I could tell right away.
Off the jump?
Yeah, I could tell right away.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I would say fucking calm and, with a lot of Mexican traditions, of course.
Tradicional. You're going to show us those messages on your phone or what?
A ver.
Pero, you said, before we started...
Pero también las que les gusta el desmadre, también me gustan esas.
También me gustan las locas, hijo.
También me gustan esas.
You told him right before we started, you're like, he's like, you're one of the few people. Like, I'll show you my last 5 messages.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go. From the top. The last 5 threads you got. And don't be deleting anything.
No.
Don't empezar a borrar cosas. All right, cool. They got blue.
Look, read it, but don't say it. Read it, but don't say it.
So it starts off with baby, though. It says, baby,
God knows.
Yeah. Right. A friend of mine wants to take her 13-year-old daughter to your Anaheim show. Can you give me 2 tickets for them?
Yeah. She's going to get tickets.
Confirmado.
Nah, don't read that shit.
Nah, I'm not going to read that one, bro. We can't read that one.
Read that.
Okay. Damn, we can't read this one either, carnal. Damn, hold on. 34. Damn, we can't read that one either, fam. Shit.
We're out of here, guys.
Just know.
We're wrapping it up.
You know what, carnal? We're going to leave it at that one. He's going to hook up some kids with some tickets, carnal.
Yeah.
The rest is, we'll let you find out. If you ever been to one of his shows, you've been around this man, super talented. But carnal, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for having
me. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And
shout out to everybody, all the fans in Denver, Colorado. I love y'all. Aurora, Colorado, I with y'all. Much love. King Lil G 47.